Okay, Allie, before we get into that little twerp Ryan, as you called him, he betrayed you big time on Survivor. That was absolutely huge. But first, take us back to the beginning. How did you get cast on the show? Were you a huge fan of Survivor?
Yeah, so Survivor actually runs through my blood. I've had multiple family members apply. My uncle, he actually was like an alternate 1 year, years and years back. My sister's been to open calls twice. My mom has, my cousins, and so I actually just applied last summer, and I was kind of just in between jobs, and I was like, well, what should I do? And so I think I was heading out one day, and I was like, let me stop and make this video real quick and send it in, just because I said I've always wanted to do it. I would never just make this video. And so finally I did, and the rest is history.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
heading into your final tribal council, you knew it was probably going to be you or JP, but how shocked were you when Jeff read those votes and it was you that went home?
Well, I kind of had a feeling. I think that my reaction to Jeff's, the last vote was more, who the heck spelled my name wrong? I'm just kidding. But it was more about, my actual experience being over. I think that it's something that I'd wanted to do for such a long time, and it's something that I never thought I could actually do. And to see your name written down for the last time, you're thinking, wow, this experience was great. And of course I didn't get as far as I wanted, but I just can't believe it's over.
Right. And looking at the trailer next week, it looks like the merge is coming. Does that make the timing of your elimination all the more devastating, knowing you were so close?
I think so, but I think the game's the game. I mean, whether I would have been first or sixth or, it doesn't really make a difference, in regards to it being one night for me. I think that, I just had this feeling going into it that whatever was supposed to happen would happen. And so, yeah, it sucks not making the merge, but I was still very, very happy with how I played and how far I went and with the whole thing in general.
Okay, so let's talk about Ryan, the little twerp, which I love that little comment. What's your relationship like with him today? Is there still some anger there for the betrayal?
No, me and Ryan, we get along well. I mean, I think more of me saying that is, more like a little brother. Me and Ryan were so close out there. We would, poke fun at each other, and we would play pranks on each other, and we just had a really great relationship. So I know he's playing the game, and obviously afterwards I had no clue of this, super idol. I know what he did. He thought was best for his game, and I can respect him for that. But we have a great relationship still.
I do wonder, though, if he made the right decision or not, because, well, first of all, going back to last week when he voted out Rourke and didn't tell you, it seems like that was just a dumb move on his part. Like, he could have told you and not lost your friendship, or I mean, you're still friends, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it still doesn't really make sense because okay, I understand with the super idol in play, you had to pick Chrissy, or you felt that picking Chrissy was a great choice, but you could have had your cake and ate it too. Like you could have had
Mm.
Chrissy, and you could have brought me in and said, "Hey, Allie, I know that you're thinking this, but I actually already have this pre-established relationship. Come in," and at that point I'd be like, okay, Ryan, this isn't me. This is now Ryan controlling my game. But at that point, I've got to let him, at least for the short term, because he's telling me, well, he would have been telling me, we're solid, and we don't need work like you think that we need work. Because I thought we needed her because we don't have any relationship with any of these heroes. I thought that, for sure we were going to be going to that everybody was going to be going to 3 tribal councils. And so once we won the first immunity challenge, I knew there was only 2 more, and that meant JP and Chrissy, just in case we lost. And looking at our team, we were way weaker than everybody else, so it was very likely that we would lose. And so I was strictly thinking short term in that.
Mm. When you did find out about Ryan and Chrissy's special bond with this hidden idol, did that change your opinions on Ryan or on Chrissy at all? This explains a lot about what was happening out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it changes my opinion. I think that Ryan had a lot more to think of, and maybe he didn't think about all aspects, because even, for him to say, oh, Allie, you're still here, but it didn't make sense. Why would you make that vote knowing you would have to come back and deal with me after that vote? It was just interesting to think about his thought process. With Chrissy, though, I find it interesting that people, a lot of people keep saying, oh, Chrissy's playing this great game and things in that sort, but I feel like a lot of what's happened, even within the Silco tribe, is solely to do with Ryan. Ryan is the one who picked Chrissy to receive the Super Idol. Ryan's the one who told Chrissy, I'm the one who gave it to you. And then Ryan's also the one who voted out Rourke. So a lot of everything that happened on Silco, and a lot of the luck that has been given to Ryan and Chrissy, has to do with Ryan.
And speaking of luck, your tribe, with the original tribe and then the tribe switch, you really kind of drew the short end of the stick. You ended up going to 4 of the 6 tribal councils. You had to play a lot harder than some of the other people. I mean, specifically, yes. Mike, Jessica, and Cole have not yet gone to a single tribal. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it was definitely going against my strategy by how much I was going to tribal, because my strategy at the beginning of the game was lay low, create the relationships you have to create, and play the easiest game you have to play until you get to the merge. And going to tribal makes it not easy. It makes, you have to keep making these decisions. You have to keep, seeing and trying to figure out who you actually trust. And you go to that many tribals, eventually it's going to be you, especially you're down to 4 people now. Your name's coming up, a lot. And then being left out on a vote, I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel good about all the tribals. Of course, it got me more airtime for my first 6 episodes, but it was. If I could definitely go back, I would ask for a lot stronger tribes.
Right. When you first heard that the tribe mixed up this year would be hustlers, heroes, and healers, what was your reaction being a Survivor fan?
I was a little confused because we were the last to be revealed. So I was like, okay, heroes, okay, healers. And I was like looking around at us, little misfits, and I'm like, what could we possibly be? And so when he said hustlers, I mean, I feel like it related to me. I feel like I do work, really hard, and I felt like, okay, that's a great attribute to have. But at first I was like, wait, drugs? Like, I don't do anything illegal. Like, because I was like, what does hustler really mean? People don't really use that word. But yeah, so I was very confused at the beginning, but as time went on, I actually understand the theme a little bit better.
Also on last night's episode, Cole passed out because of a lack of food and water. It was a really scary moment on TV. Did you have any sort of medical scares out there on the island?
No, not really. I mean, for the most part, physically, and I felt great. I mean, I was shocked that I didn't have headaches. I didn't feel hungry. I mean, of course you feel hungry, but you get over that feeling. I think there was one time, I had a sore on my foot because I had stepped on like a nail or something sharp, that got a little bit infected and pussed a few days, but that was minor. I'm a soccer player, so having issues with my feet and my shins and my knees, I've had plenty of issues that, that's minor, but I never ever felt like, what did I get myself into, which is great because, it shows that, I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was, because going out there, I thought initially, am I even going to be able to do this? And, seeing a guy like Cole drop like that, it's scary. And even, I think for me going into it, I tried to prepare myself. I gained a little bit more weight, and I, even the last few days before the game even started, I started to narrow down my portion sizes on my food because I knew, I didn't want to just go from, stuffing my face to nothing. And so maybe he should have prepared a little bit better for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Allie, if you could pinpoint one moment as your favorite moment being on Survivor, what would that be?
I would say the very first immunity challenge, when we had already looked at each other like we were at the bottom because of how horrible that marooning boat to the land was, and we were already all down, and we got together as a group at Yawa and said, we're not going to be the losing tribe. And after we could pull out that win with that ball maze, that was probably one of the best feelings that I had out there.
Hmm. Well, thanks for chatting with us today, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you at the reunion show in a couple months.
Great. Thank you so much.